All right, Algebra 2, EOC practice test number 5. Which expression is the correct factorization of x to the 6th minus y to the 6th? All right, so we know how to factor quadratics, we know how to factor greatest common terms, and we learned how to factor perfect cubes. Well, this isn't a square or a perfect cube, but we can rewrite this as perfect cubes. So if we take this expression and we rewrite it as x squared to the third, remember properties of exponents, a power to a power you multiply, so 2 times 3 is 6. So we just rewrote that expression. And then we do the same thing with the y. So we're going to have y squared to the third. All right, so that means that we have a cube minus a cube. So if we have a perfect cube minus a perfect cube, then we can use the difference of cubes formula. So this is something that we talked about earlier, but let me try to write to where you can read it. So we're a cubed minus b cubed. And we learned something called SOAP. So it's going to be a minus b. So, and then a squared, it's a 2, plus ab plus b squared. All right, so this is just the general formula of a difference of cubes. So we need to see how what we have, our x's and y's, can fit into this general formula with a's and b's. So if we have a perfect cube minus a perfect cube, first we need to know what is just a and b. So that's without the cubes. So for this case, a is going to be x squared. I'm going to use this whole space over here. So a equals x squared because x squared cubed. So this is a cubed. So our x squared is cubed. And then just like that, we're going to do the same thing with b. So our b cubed, we need just a b, is going to be y squared. Now all we have to do is take the x squared and y squared and plug it into this general formula here. So a minus b. So we're going to have x squared minus y squared. So we're going to have x squared minus y squared. And then we're going to have a squared, so x squared squared. So we're going to have x squared squared. We can go ahead and write that as x to the 4th. Okay, so we want the first term squared. Our first term is x squared, so if we square that, that's where the x to the 4th comes from. And then we're going to have plus, because there's a plus here. Remember, SOAP is same and opposite and then always positive. So opposite this would be positive, and that's where the plus AB comes from. So just AB. AB is x squared and y squared here. So we're going to have plus x squared and y squared. And then b squared. So our b is y squared. So just like the x, y squared. And then square that, you get y to the 4th. All right, so this doesn't look like any of the ones up here, so that means we have to go a little bit further. Okay, so you had to know the difference of cubes formula. That's not given. This is something you'll have to know, the sum and difference of cubes for the EOC. And likewise, this is still a difference of squares. So I've got a perfect square minus a perfect square. So remember that formula. Let's use a's and b's so we don't get it mixed up as well. All right, so we've got a squared minus b squared, and that equals a plus b and a minus b. All right, so just like with our other one, we're going to do x squared minus y squared. Difference of squares is going to be x plus y and x minus y. Remember, we're just using a's and b's here for the general formula. This is like coming from this exact problem. All right, so x squared minus y squared has been factored further. And this may be a perfect square. So can this be factored further? Let's see. Alright, so when we have x squared times x squared, that gives us x to the fourth. So then we're going to have, alright, we want our middle terms to cancel here. So we're going to have x plus xy and minus xy. And then y to the fourth is going to be y squared plus y squared. Y squared times y squared is y to the fourth. Alright, so I want to check this to make sure it works. It looks like C is going to be the correct answer, but I always want to check to make sure what I have equals what I started with. So here you can say x times x is x squared, x times y is minus xy, plus xy cancels in the middle, y times y squared is negative y squared. So this part checks out. Let's make sure this equals what we started with here. So x squared times x squared is x to the fourth. I'm going to write this in a different color just because we're checking it. So let's do x to the fourth. And then x squared times minus xy is minus x cubed y. And then x squared times y squared is plus x squared y squared. And then the middle term times the first term is going to be plus x cubed y. And then the middle term times the middle term is going to be minus x squared y squared. And then the middle term times the last term is going to be plus x y cubed. And then we got to do the last term times each of the three terms. So we've got plus x squared y squared. And then y squared times the middle term is minus xy cubed. And then plus y to the fourth. Alright, now some of these have to cancel in order to get this, but let's see what we've got. So we've got minus x cubed y and plus x cubed y. So this one cancels with this. We've got plus x squared y squared and minus x squared plus y squared. So those two cancel. And we've got a plus xy cubed and a minus xy cubed. So those cancel. So that leaves us with x to the fourth plus x squared y squared plus y to the fourth. So you can see that that checks out. Alright, so that one's a little bit lengthy and there's several formulas that you have to know to be able to get that one correct. But if you do the difference of cubes and then you know the difference of squares, then you're going to get letter C for number 5. So number 5, the answer is C.